The Federal Reserve has formally authorized XRP for payments. Ripple has actually verified they are ready to give the SEC up to $10 million to formally finish the case and settle it so that not only the Federal Reserve can start using XRP, but BlackRock can even buy more than $50 billion worth of XRP. This action marks a significant change for the price of XRP, and a surge is about to show, rising all the way to $10,000. Indeed, the managing director of Vehicle Capital has verified this figure. He said that with worldwide adoption, XRP will cost between $10,000 and $35,000, literally within the next 6 to 10 weeks. Several other analysts have verified that 100 XRP could actually make you a multi-millionaire. Therefore, when we discuss the actual price of XRP, a very reasonable figure is $10,000. One study really advises you to maintain these XRP prices on your price charts. Starting with $13.59, announcement of settlement, $157.29, XRP relisting on all exchanges, $2,940.34, Ripple IPO and bank partners, and $59,238.21 with worldwide CBDC integration. Claims these are factual. The crazy thing is that a few weeks ago, Forge magazine published an article drawing attention to a huge announcement, XRP to be increased at more than $58,000. Consider that, gentlemen, it's very optimistic and quite near this $59,230.21 figure with worldwide CBDC adoption. Now consider this, Alvary Bank and Institution XRP verified by Ripple's CTO himself, David Schwartz, will be used both in the US and abroad. Joel Kaz, the founder of XRP and the CTO of Ripple, is also known as Joel Kaz. We have to discuss Uphold now before we show you all these videos, which I believe are crazy and bullish, and if you own even one XRP you should want to see. The top platform is Uphold and is really the #2 biggest holder of XRP. We worked with them to provide everyone viewing this video free XRP. Basically folks, if you use my link in the description and complete a transaction, any amount, 1 penny, $1, $10, you will receive up to $100 free to gather even more XRP with. Once more, you can literally obtain up to one of those worth of XRP guaranteed totally free in under 5 minutes, included in a tempting referral incentive. Once more, this is a very limited time only. It takes under 5 minutes, and I absolutely advise you all to go ahead and register, complete a transaction, and collect that free money, since once more it's literally free money folks, and it's a grand opportunity we don't have often. Real-time prices for ERC20, XRP, Ledger, and Solana can also be found on banexchange.com. Once more, all the prices are live. They even feature utility coins and XRP Ledger meme coins. Therefore, should you wish to participate, banexchange.com is available. That said, let's get straight into today's video. The systems on which they are built simply were not meant to offer such features that will occur regardless of circumstances. That is a certainty. The shipping container changed world trade, started world trade, and caused a revolution in the physical delivery of commodities. The internet brought us a revolution in information delivery, but what we lack knowledge on is what the TCP/IP of money. What is the value shipping container? We still lack knowledge on that. Still, there will be one, that is for sure, and that will bring about changes. And what I also wish to convey is that one of those changes I anticipate and believe to be significant is that the amount of payments are going to drastically decrease. Many of you here likely work and probably get paid twice a month or every 2 weeks. Good, but why is that? You likely pay bills monthly. Good, but why is that? Payments are costly and cumbersome, thus that's why. Cheap, easy payments would allow those frequencies to rise though. You could be working and money could be streamed at you. You could stream money to your landlord to cover location of our stay. Now no, those sound stupid, and I'll be honest, indeed they are. And I'll tell you, like if we were talking about email in the late 90s and you said to me like what are people going to use email for, I probably could not have given you the examples that is on everyone. Probably here, probably has a cell phone, probably has email on it, and probably has hundreds of messages that resemble nothing like postal mail or the messaging that existed in the late 90s. I could not have foreseen any of that. Had you questioned me in the year 2000 whether the internet had sufficient bandwidth, I would have responded yes, it has lots of bandwidth. Could I have thought of on-demand video and Netflix? That's absurd, correct. The price of bandwidth is excessive for that. The internet, however, brought bandwidth pricing down to nothing. Should payment costs drop to zero, the planet will surely change. SEC will finish with $50 million. The US government will receive $50 million. We even discussed providing that in XRP. You enjoy yet another Ripple. You claimed it is the coin to be watching right now. Of course. For what reason? Understood. Ripple was really the second biggest coin before the SEC looked into them. They filed a really strange lawsuit against them. Basically, Ripple will be the track on which everything runs going forward. That led them to develop their own stable coin at present, and Bank of America, as I indicated, was conducting 100% of its internal transactions. There are 83 separate patents on it, and some amazing things will be coming out. Therefore, you also enjoy Ripple, said. And one more thing I told David backstage. I was in conversation with one of the largest global money center banks on the planet discussing our main product, fiat to fiat, known as X-Current. Then this fellow cuts me off. I mean, sure, that's wonderful, but settling in Peru is difficult for me. Will XRP enable me to adjust to life in Peru? And to be honest, I was like, holy shit, you know, here is one of the largest banks in the world, with more liquidity than nearly everyone else, and I'm not even attempting to speak to him about digital assets and cryptocurrency. I'm attempting to discuss with him the essence of fiat to fiat. He's already looking forward and understanding that this is something that can enable me to prove and address an issue. From an inflation perspective or a regulatory risk perspective, I don't want to say whole currency improved, rather I want to emphasize compliance risk. That drives them to seek alternative remedies. And once more, if you address a genuine issue for actual consumers, it will be beneficial. Unbelievable. Even the Bank of America is a chip toward adopting XRP. I will pay attention to this. The XRP token and the Ripple system will fact take the place of the FedNow payment system and really turn into its own bank run by the federal government. Guys, we've discussed this for some time, and it's really starting to play out right in front of our eyes. You actually heard Ripple C, owner of the clip, say they're giving the SEC $50 million, and they're also going to be giving the net states government $50 million. What makes you believe that? Well, they are cooperating closely, alongside the United States of America's Federal Reserve. This picture essentially will show you how the system is going to function. You're going to have United States banks and essentially all the worldwide banks, Japan, Brazil, European, Korean, and they're essentially going to be transferring using XRP. That will therefore be rather simple. A Mexican bank allows you to transfer from there to another Mexican bank or a Mexican bank to a European bank, and it's all going to transact concurrently at very low to no cost. As we indicated, the United States of America starts letting banks use XRP after a Ripple announcement declaring XRP not a security and granting Ripple Labs a clear triumph. Gillings, Ripple's CEO, really verified that more than 100 banks have already signed up for XRP and have begun the process of doing transactions and doing XRP transactions, particularly globally outshining SWIFT. Now that we are discussing XRP, let us discuss the XRP ledger, since really the XRP ledger well facilitates all payments and it's led by two main tokens, XRP and the CTF token. Gearing up to start accepting institutional users, the CTF token, also operated by the Crypto Trading Fund, is the first ever payment reward system constructed on the XRP ledger and the Polygon chain. Indeed, they have already added Volma